the camera. See if that'll be a little bit better for you guys. That looks like it. Please excuse the hair and no makeup. It's been one of those days. So anyway, this will be a reading for the sign of Scorpio for April 2026. Let me do something with this lighting. Because the lighting kind of sucks. All right, that's better. That's better. I really need to get myself together, Scorpio. I really do. So when I was deliberating on which sign I was going to do first, Scorpio obviously came out, and the first thing I heard, Scorpio, was closure. And then the second thing I heard was life is lifing. So that could be the theme for this month for Scorpios, is closure. So finally putting to bed old feelings, old situations, old, you know, taking care of business that kind of has been like lingering around. So this could be a time where you're crossing off projects on your to-do list. If I'm not looking at the camera, because I'm looking into my mind to see what I'm seeing. Where you're like crossing off, or you have a to-do list and you're like crossing off, you know, projects. It's like I want done and dusted is also what I'm hearing, or like one and done and dusted. So it's like you only want to have to deal with the situation one time. You don't want to have to keep going back to the same situation, keep correcting or keep fixing something. So this is kind of like, okay, you're going to put your back into doing whatever project that you have to do, but you're going to do it right. You're going to do it, make sure that it's thoroughly done. So that way, once, you know, you're finished with it, you know, you don't have to come back to that because, you know, you were thorough in that. So I hear that for you, Scorpio. They keep trying to stop me, but they can't stop me. What else? Kids sector, you may be going through a time of like peace and tranquility with your family in terms of like your children. I'm not really hearing any issues, you know, surrounding kids, so that's always a plus. Okay. So anyway, Scorpio, let's see. Done and dusted and closure. So that is what we are looking for the month of April. All right, let's see what we have for my Scorpios. Hi to everybody who's on the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Somebody keeps hitting their head up against a brick wall. Period. Somebody keeps hitting their head up against a brick wall. Somebody is like trying to either please a family, create a family, maintain a marriage. So this could be a situation where you are in a relationship or you are in a situation that is unfulfilling. So it's like you're going through the motions and everything, and you're doing everything in your power to try to, you know, achieve a goal, but it's like you come to a certain point and then it just plateaus, or it becomes stagnant, or you can't seem to move further. Or if this is like, you know, you're building something, it's like you can't get past, you know, it's like, how can I articulate this? You're building something, you're designing something, and like the layout and, you know, or the aesthetic of it might be perfect, but you know, the mechanics of it may be flawed, and so it's like you've tried every option, but it still is messing up, and so it's just like, you know, what am I doing wrong? Let me try to figure this out. So I see you solving, I'm sorry if it sounds a little choppy, I see you solving or overcoming obstacles that have prevented forward movement in the past. So whatever that is, whatever obstacle that, I mean, metaphorically speaking, literally speaking, so this could be a relationship, this could be a person, this could be a project, this could be just anything, you know, but whatever it is, you've always tried to approach it and overcome it, but you know, you would get to a point and then you would hit a wall, and either you will back off or you will retreat because you were just not victorious and overcoming whatever this is. I see for the month of April that you're not going to stop until you overcome that hurdle, period, until you get it, until you achieve it, until you make it. Because I hear that I'm tired of going around in circles is what I'm hearing. I'm tired of having to go through this over and over and over again. I'm tired of talking about this, especially if you are a Scorpio. Like you hate reoccurring problems. So it's like, somebody is tired of having to revisit a situation, revisit a conversation, revisit. So it's just like, I'm talked out. I've talked to death. Like I've told you what my issues were. You said you understood what the issue was. You said you were going to try. However, you said that you were going to try. However, you're not trying. You know what I mean? Like we keep going around and around and around in circles. Like I'm tired of dealing with this. So somebody is getting ready to get off the merry-go-round for the month of April as well. Like somebody's just not going to deal with it anymore. Like, fuck it, it is what it is. If it's not going to work out, then it just ain't going to work out. If it is going to work out, well, then this is the month to make it work out. Because if it doesn't work out, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. Like, I've given all that I can give. I'm hearing Reese. Somebody's name could be Reese. Somebody has given all that they could give. Somebody has talked as much as they can talk. Somebody has tried to explain their point of view every which way, in Spanish and Japanese. Somebody has tried to communicate with someone or communicate a situation or work out something or work with someone or try to, be clear about expectations or about just have some type of clear understanding, boundaries, whatever. But for whatever the reason, you could never get it. You know what I mean? So this is the month where either you're going to get it or you're going to say, fuck it. Like, period. Like, I'm not about to waste another fucking second on this. So if this is a relationship, this is somebody that you've been on again, off again, for quite some time. And perhaps one wants it more than the other person wants it, or whatever the situation may be. You know what I mean? Somebody could be in another relationship. There could be a third party situation, and somebody was always promising you how they were going to leave and they were going to come to you. And you could have waited. You could have made, concessions. I'm hearing somebody say, like, I ate my pride. Like somebody put their pride to the side. Somebody willingly played the fool for someone in hopes that they would achieve this. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like a literal relationship, but this could just be symbolic of somebody's goals, somebody's, like what somebody was trying to achieve. So again, whether this be a relationship, whether this be a project, a business, an idea, anything, somebody really, really tried their very heart out to make this happen. Somebody would hit a wall. They would get their bearings together. They would go right back at it, try to figure it out again. They would hit a wall. Somebody is tired of hitting a wall. So this could be going back to a relationship. You could be dealing with somebody and, it's like you try to take things to the next level, but somebody is always saying stop. It's always a hiccup. It's always a misunderstanding. It's always a glitch. It's always a this, nothing you do is good enough, or nothing this person does is good enough. It's always, an argument, or like whenever you try to take things, past a certain level, this person clams up, freezes up, or, shit just doesn't go right. Somebody is done. Like, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, hey, you don't want me? Okay, cool. You don't want this? Cool. Let me pick my face up. Pick up my pride, go on here about my business, and find somebody who does want it. Somebody is tired of doing this. Somebody feels like a fool. Pink could be somebody's favorite color. I don't particularly care for it, but, pink could be significant in this. But somebody is tired of basically running into the same obstacles, bashing, banging their head against the wall, doing the same dumb thing. When they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Scorpios, it's very hard for a Scorpio to let go, especially when they set their mind to something or somebody, but once they do, that's a wrap. So this is basically like, okay, this month you about to get somebody what they're looking for, Scorpio. Yeah, also, Scorpio, this could be, you could find out that the reason why you keep banging your head up against the wall. So say this is a relationship, okay? And, I'm talking to my female Scorpios out here. say this is a relationship, and no matter how hard you try with somebody, you just can't, you can't reach that level of intimacy. You just can't reach, you guys just can't get on the same page, or somebody is always wanting to put the brakes on, or somebody is just not into it as you are. You could find out that the reason why is because somebody is into the same sex. And that is, hey, hey, Keely, hey. And that's the reason why somebody is always telling you, wait, back, or why things can never go to the next level, is because you don't have the equipment that this person wants. Now, this could be a situation where somebody comes around and somebody gaslights somebody. Somebody could be a blood as well, where somebody gaslights somebody. Somebody could also be a biker. Motorcycles could be significant. But somebody comes by, they gaslight you. So this could be a situation where they lead you on, they give you just enough to keep you hanging around. But you know what I mean? Whenever you say, okay, let me just try it again. Let me just hop on in here again. And you go after this person basically freezes up. And this is the reason why. That somebody would rather hang out with their friends than hang out with you. Period. And you could basically realize this now. It could be clicking for you now for the month of, April, why something is not working out. It's not because of anything that you're not doing, Scorpio, or because you're not giving enough, or because you're not this enough. Somebody could have been, could have tried to Jedi mind fuck you and make you believe that the reason why the situation wasn't going anywhere was because it was your fault. You were doing something wrong. You know what I mean? You loved him too much. You didn't suck his dick right. You didn't eat your coochie right. However it goes now, it was your fault. And so as a Scorpio, as Scorpios do, you tend to take on the guilt and the responsibility, not just of the things that you think that you're falling short of, but you also try to, in a way, compensate for your partner as well. You know what I mean? In terms of, okay, well, maybe, it's because they don't have da-da-da-da-da, or maybe because they don't know da-da-da-da-da. So let me help them. Let me give them this. So that way now, if they still don't do it, I know it's because they don't want to, not because, it was some type of, extraneous circumstance that kept them from being able, to be fully present in a situation. No, it's not that. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was the fact that this person, either this person is into the same sex, or this person just is not interested in the relationship. And so this could be like, if it comes down to spending quality time with you or hanging out with their friends, they rather hang out with their friends because they're just not into you. That movie could be significant as well. Somebody's just not into the other person the way, you could be into them, or vice versa. And somebody is realizing that for the month of April, and somebody is just like, I'm just done. Somebody is done. You could find out that, so say your person belongs to like a club or something. First of all, you could find out if you've married someone, you could find out that the reason why the marriage isn't working is because your partner is into the same sex. And so basically they married you to keep up appearances. So this could be somebody, I'm talking to somebody who is of or from an affluent family, or from a very traditional family where just like, say, homosexuality is just not accepted. Or, if you can do that, but it has to be kept a secret. Nobody can know because, appearances are all important. So this could be that situation. So somebody basically got married to keep up appearances, or somebody gets in relationships to keep up appearances, perhaps, so the public doesn't know, or, their family doesn't know what they're really truly into. Somebody also, I was going to say, if somebody belongs to like a boys club, or say this could be like a circle of, guy friends and everything. Hey, David, you say you wait for outcome. Will it be in your favor? Please advise guidance on this. Okay. You have to wait. Hi. Thank you for joining. Give me a second. I'm in the middle of the reading, but this group of friends, they're all into the same thing. So this could be like, your partner could be telling you how they're going away on a fishing trip, and it's a group of guys, a group of friends, and we're going up to the cabin. I'm here in Brokeback Mountain too. Somebody's name could be Ennis. I don't know. Heath or Ledger could be significant. That could be the in the name of a place like Ledgers or something like that, or Wolf Ledgers or Wolf Lodgings. I don't know. I'm hearing, I don't know. Wolf could be significant as well. But so this could be a situation where, like it's a group of friends and they go away for the weekend and they go fishing or they go hunting. This could be like a super serious getaway party thingamadoogie. Scorpio, what in the WTF? What? Closure. Somebody could be finding this out. Somebody has found this out, or somebody has realized. Somebody has basically opened up their eyes to what is going on. Like, my person is okay. I will, sweetheart. And if you happen to log off, David, before I get to you, check back in the comments, and I will leave a little soft answer without giving too much detail, because I'm pretty sure you don't want everybody on YouTube knowing your business, but I will give you a response. So but somebody basically realizes that their person is somebody caught somebody. Okay, also somebody could be getting outed in April. Meaning the reason why you are able to walk away is because you actually caught your person making overtures to the same sex. So this could be a situation where you went down your person's phone and saw where they were perhaps on a same sex, dating app, or, they were messaging somebody and the messages seemed to be a little, somebody could also work on a farm. Also, somebody's partner is going to catch them like that. And that is how somebody is going to be able to walk away and know what's really going on with their person. Somebody is going to create a fake profile on a website, a same-sex website, or so this could be a situation where you go on your computer and the search history pops up and you see big boys for me, .com or whatever, and so you say, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe it just popped up by accident. You know what I'm saying? Maybe da-da-da-da-da. All right, and so you let that go. All right, and maybe, another time, some other, incident happens and another site, pertaining to same sex, whatever, pops up. So you say, okay, maybe it's not a coincidence. Let me see. So you go on the app and you see where your person could possibly, or your person could possibly have an account, or you could create an account to see, so that way you can get in the app and you can see if your person does have an account, however it goes down, and somebody gets caught like that. Somebody gets caught, I'm hearing Grinder. Somebody doesn't grind her either. And that's another way that somebody is going. So when somebody has sex, it's very rote, very mechanic, very, it's not like, it's like, type of situation. Somebody doesn't know how to grind her. Also, there's a woman out here, or there could be a man out here, put their energies where they are. Somebody is a super whore. Somebody, this doesn't necessarily have to be same sex, but somebody is a super whore out here. Meaning somebody has a lot of bodies on them. Somebody could be married. or in a long-term relationship. So this could be a situation where you have a partner and you just can't keep your partner put. Like no matter what you do, this person just, they won't stay put. Somebody has I'm hearing voracious sexual appetite. Somebody cannot be sated. Somebody, what they call white liver in Jamaica. Somebody has a white liver. Somebody basically is, if you are going to throw it to them, they're going to fucking catch it. Okay? If you are offering, they're going to take. They might not even like you, but it's just like somebody just has, like, it's just in them, like, to just, yes, they can't say no. They, like how a drug addict can't say no to drugs. This person is a sex addict. And I'm getting they are an addict because it does something for their ego. So this could possibly be someone who, growing up, they weren't the most attractive person. So they weren't the, the boy or the girl that everybody wanted. They were like, could have been funny looking or awkward. They could have, been picked on as well growing up because they weren't, somebody could have been, I'm hearing skinny, lanky. Somebody had very skinny knees, knock knees. So somebody, basically was not, they weren't first pick growing up. And so when they got older, they could have come into their own. They could have blossomed. And so then they found that they had a lot of attention now, following them. Whereas before, where people would be like, ugh, now everybody wanted to know somebody's name or wanted to be with somebody, and somebody just soaked it in. So somebody could have bodies, but if this isn't a sexual thing, somebody just gets a lot of attention as well. Somebody could be very attractive. Somebody just has like a glow or sparkle about them is what I'm hearing. Somebody just gets a lot of attention. Somebody gets attention and they don't even try to get attention, if that makes sense. So like, you walk into a room or you go to an event or something like that, or better example, this could be like a singing group like Destiny's Child. Everybody knew that Beyonce was the star. Yeah, they're all stars, you know what I mean? But Beyonce just had that certain whatever that you just knew, like she was born to be a star. Like some people are just born to do it. This is someone who is, I'm hearing mesmerizing, but mesmerizing because they're just their natural self. So meaning like this could be someone who might not be the most beautiful person in the world or anything like that, but this is someone who's very friendly, someone who's very personable. Like people gravitate to this person. This person has great energy. And so people, want to be around. Also people want to be like you, Scorpio. And this, somebody could be watching you as well for the month of April, trying to take pointers or trying to get pointers on how they can bring all the boys to the yard because, you just have that certain je ne sais quoi. Like, I can't really describe it. And I guess that's what je ne sais quoi is. It's just something that you either have or you don't have. I guess you could kind of like liken it to star power or star quality. But somebody has that. And so basically they command a lot of attention, and that could be a problem with someone. Also, Scorpio, if this is you and you are this person who commands a lot of attention, one of the reasons why you could be feeling like, your head, like you're banging your head against the wall is because this could be a situation where you have a job where you have got to be around, people, or you have a position where you are in the spotlight, or, you are a boss in some way and your partner can't handle that. You know what I mean? Your partner, that makes your partner feel intimidated. It makes your partner, I'm hearing, feel less than as well. So you could be, you could like try to compensate for what your person doesn't have. I did say that earlier for the month of April. So be careful with that. Don't take on somebody else's shit. Don't do it. Like, and I'm a Scorpio, so this resonates. Like, either you are or you not. You know what I mean? Like that. Once I get to a point where it's just like I've said all I could say, I've tried all I could try, I've done all I can do, and you still ain't, you still don't feel it, you're still not on it. Cool. cool. Because I'm that thing. Even with me looking like this, I will walk out of here and walk down the street like I am a goddamn supermodel, walking the runway with my head held high, because I know that my outward does not reflect my inward. And when my outward matches my innards, it's a spectacular thing to see. All right, Scorp, so let's go. Let's get some tarot for this. All right, so what is this? Beating your head up against the wall, family. Somebody is tired of asking somebody to marry them, or waiting for somebody to marry them, or waiting for somebody to pop the question or take the shit to the next level. Like I'm hearing somebody say, like, we've been engaged for years. Like, when are we gonna get married? Like, somebody's been engaged for a long ass time. Somebody's been dealing with somebody for a long ass time, and so this could be a situation where you've been dealing with somebody for a very long time. You hear the dog. Somebody's a whore. You hear the dogs barking. You've been dealing with somebody for a very long time, but you all still don't live together. You know what I mean? Or you've just given so much of yourself to a situation. This could be a position at a company. You've given so much to yourself into into this company, where basically, you're thinking, if you work these 50-hour weeks or these 70-hour weeks, and surely, the partners, I'm hearing the partners of the management team is going to see that you're dedicated to the company, or you're dedicated to your position, and you will be, rewarded for such. And it just hasn't happened yet. Somebody is also going to start working for themselves for the month of April too. Somebody's going to make a decision to start their own business, or at least, if they're not ready to make the complete jump into, complete self-employment, they'll start, cultivating side gigs or ways to make money on the side for the month of April. All right, so what do we have here? Banging our head against the wall. Scorpios. Okay. Also, you could find out that here you are, Scorpio. Somebody could be pregnant as well. Okay. Somebody could be pregnant. You could also find out that, somebody could be pregnant. This could be a situation where, going back to what I've said before, you're dealing with somebody, you've dated somebody, you've been dealing with somebody for quite some time. However, you guys still aren't an official item, or things still just haven't progressed to the next level. You could find out that your person has somebody else, and basically they're just around you because of what it is that you can do for them as well. So, meaning like, okay, I could be talking to, my male Scorpios out here. You've been dealing with someone, and you've been dealing with this person for quite some time, and, you've been taking her out to dinner, wine and dine her, taking her on trips, whatever, making sure that her gas tank is full, all the things that a man is supposed to do for, the woman that he's involved with. And then you are doing all these things, but like the sex is minimal, if you're even having sex at all. Like, you still haven't, progressed to the physical stage. And not saying that you should, like, if you buy somebody some stuff, or if you take them out there, you're entitled to get some ass. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, it's been like 2 years, and you've met their parents, and they've met your parents, and you're doing all the things that a couple would do, except for coupley things, and it could come out that basically this person, the reason why they're not giving you any tail is because they have somebody that they've been giving tail to. You're just the money person. You're the person that basically, takes, you cake them. But when it comes time to getting, whatever, that goes to somebody else. Also, yeah, you can find out somebody's pregnant as well. Somebody is done trying to work. Somebody is done trying to take somebody back. So this could be a situation where you were in a relationship, Scorpio, with someone, and like I said, somebody has a very hard time. Hey, Megan. Yes. I'm gonna tell you like the other guy. So I'm in the middle of the reading, but if you log off before I finish, put your question in the chat. What I will do is I will leave your response or leave your answer in the comments, and then you can go back and and read it if you log off before I finish the reading. It's going to be general. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. It'll pretty much be like a yes or no. So ask me like a yes or no question. So that way you're not putting your business on YouTube. But yes, I will answer. So anyway, Scorpio, you can find out that somebody's pregnant. All right. You can also find out that somebody is starting anew with somebody else. Going back to what I was going to say, somebody realizes that they dealt with a whore, female or male. Somebody just cannot stay put. Somebody had a baby on their wife as well, and their wife is going to find out. There's a breakup in April. It's a wrap for somebody. Somebody's going to find out that somebody had a baby too. Somebody had a baby while somebody was married. So this could also be a situation for some of you all where so we've all been there where we've been in a situation and we're ready to walk away, but we say, okay, we do actually walk away, and then this person comes back and they're all tears and, oh my God, if you come back, I promise I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you, and blah 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 blah. So then because you really don't want to leave, you love your person, so you give them one more chance, right? And when you do this, you say, okay, this is make or break it. Like, if it doesn't work this time, like, I'm done. Like, I can officially walk away and not have any regrets, not have any worries or wonders, like, well, maybe if I stay, you can walk away. And so you go back to this person, you gotta find out this person got somebody pregnant. Like, well, that's it. That's a wrap. I'm hearing done. Somebody is going to be done. Also, you can find out that, number one, it could come out that for a very select few, somebody could want to come back or want a new beginning with you because somebody is sick. Somebody could be terminal and it could come out. So this could be a situation where you fell out with a family member or something like that, and then you get news that somebody is terminally ill. You're all that other stuff that you guys fell out about doesn't matter. You're gonna go back and you're gonna want to make rebuild the relationship. This could be your friend, where you fell out with your friend a long time ago, and upon hearing this news, you're just like, it doesn't matter. Like, let's bygones be bygones. All right, what else do we have? Scorpio, some of you all may be pregnant out here. Also, this could be a situation, where you wanted to marry somebody, so you possibly could have gotten pregnant by someone on purpose. Scorpio, where somebody did this to you, trying to kind of force your hand into taking that next step with them. So somebody could have thought that if they got pregnant, well, then that will force your hand to ask them to marry you. And for some, it did. But that's it. It'll be a perpetual engagement. It'll be a perpetual engagement. And somebody could only be doing this because of the baby. A Pisces could be significant as well. Scorpio. A Pisces. Shit. It could come out that a Pisces could be ailing. And this person, so this could be a situation where you could have been like estranged from a partner, estranged from a family member, and this person has started calling you again and wanting to make amends and everything. It could be because this person this person's mortality is kicking in. You could be receiving a message that somebody wants to start anew. Somebody wants to start over. My condolences. I'm sorry. That kind of fucking sucks. Ugh. Because my whole family is Pisces. So me not like this. At the bottom of the devil. At the bottom of the devil. At the bottom of the deck we have the devil. Taurus could be significant as well. A Taurus could be sick too. Or somebody wants to, somebody's leaving a toxic relationship, a toxic marriage. Like it's just not, or you could be leaving a toxic Taurus. Like somebody's tired of dealing with something. Tired of being in a situation. It's just not working for whatever the reason. Waterfalls could be significant. Niagara Falls could be significant. Canada could be significant. Also, with this red flag here, this is giving me Iran vibes. What do they say? The red flag of vengeance. Somebody could be vowing vengeance on someone. Somebody is ready to let a grudge or gripe go for the month of April. It's just not worth it anymore. It's not getting you anywhere. It's not doing anything for you. It's not worth it. It's not worth, so this could be a situation where you're beefing with somebody, and in this beef, your business is suffering, or your pockets are suffering, or, your mental health is suffering. It's just not worth it to continue to do this with someone. Like, just let it go. Somebody could just be ready to just like let it go. Like, we keep going around and around in circles. Like, you do something to me, I do something to you, then you do something back to me, and then I'm gonna do something back to you, and it's just never gonna end. This could definitely be given like Iran. So this right here doesn't necessarily have to be talking about a Scorpio per se, but just warning the world about going over there fucking with Iran. Like, this is death. This is what's going to happen, death. We can't outfight them. We can't outspend them. We definitely can't out-hate them, because we done went over there and killed their Pope, which is their president, and the entire family on a Muslim holiday. I think they won the hate-a-thon. Yeah. I think Iranians hate Americans way more than Americans hate Iranians. And that's a problem. Since, we went over there fucking with their shit and bombing it. So I think that this is also given where basically this is also given with this card. I did say that somebody could be from an affluent family or whatever. What's going to happen is you're going to start to see possibly policy changes policy changes regarding Iran and regarding the war. One of the things about the ceasefire could be significant is the fact that basically that opens up the affluent classes children. Now they're subject to being drafted and things like that. So not to mention that this is hurting business. This is hurting their business. So somebody could just be like, listen, we got to get this done. I hope, like we need to figure out a solution. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep going around, and we just can't keep doing this. Look at this. On the one hand, I said this was a wedding, but this could also be a funeral. Where it's going to come out that, more soldiers than what they're telling us are actually dying. People's families are going to start to be outraged and are going to actively start to protest now, because now people's sons and daughters are dying and everything. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to get off of that because Lord knows I don't want my channel banned again. All right. All right, what is this? Somebody's a player out here. Somebody's full of shit. Also, somebody, going back to the whole download thing, somebody is possibly into the same sex. Like, you've sensed, like, vibes, or I don't know. Like, they try earnestly enough, but it's just something. I'm just hearing very awkward. It's always awkward. Somebody is always awkward. So somebody feels more comfortable in the company of the same sex. I mean, this doesn't necessarily have to be that somebody is into the sex. This could just be a situation where, you're dealing with somebody who has not matured enough. You know what I mean? They still want to hang out with their friends, and they still want to do this, and they still want to do that, and you need someone who is trying to progress to the next levels. You need someone who's ready to settle down and get married, and you keep waiting around for this person to grow up and for this person to meet you where you are and everything, and it's just not fucking happening. And basically what you're realizing is that, you're not bringing them up. They're only bringing you down, and you keep wasting, I'm hearing somebody saying, I'm wasting away my good years waiting for you. So somebody is realizing how they're wasting their youth, wasting their good years, wasting all that good sex and everything on somebody who is never going to give them what it is that they're looking for. All right. So what is this player? In the boys club. Yeah, somebody likes to hang out with their friends a lot. Somebody also is not making any money too. So this is a situation where somebody comes around when they don't have any money. So, yeah. With this card, this is giving me like the same old is what I'm hearing. I don't know why I'm hearing that. The same old. So somebody comes around when they don't have something, or when they're deficient in something. So this could be a situation where, some type of, unexpected negative life event happens. And so now this person feels low, or this person is down on their luck or something like that. This person will come to you, as a esteem booster or confidence booster or something like that. So, in between affairs or in between relationships is when they'll come and find you. Or if they need, your help in some way or your advice in some way, then they'll come and find you. Or they'll that's when they'll start to focus on you again. And then as soon as they have what they need, they're off and running in the wind again. Somebody basically is not making any money. Somebody doesn't have any money. Somebody was basically dealing with a crew of people, and for whatever the reason, this crew is not working out. Also, there's a lot of perhaps, so this could be a situation where, Scorpio, you went in business with your friends, or if not you, then cross watcher. So this could be like a group of people, and you guys were all making money together. Well, somebody fell out, You know, there could have been dissension within the group, and now nobody is making money. Also, somebody got ousted from a group. So this is a situation. I was just watching Blow the other night. So this is given when Johnny Depp's character found out that Diego had crossed him out and basically started dealing with his connect behind his back. So basically, he didn't need Johnny Depp anymore. Somebody could be finding this out too. You know, somebody's receiving some type of bad news about that. That the reason why they're not making anything, the reason why their phone isn't ringing is because somebody has basically crossed them out or undercut them. Somebody keeps losing money when dealing with someone, but yet they keep dealing with this person. So this could be a situation, Scorpio, where you're tired of telling somebody the same damn thing. Like, you know, somebody could ask you for your advice. Well, do you think I should, you know, stay with this person? And you'd be like, no, you shouldn't stay with this person. This person disappears. You can't find them. You know, every time you go through their phone, you see where they're talking to somebody else, or, you know, it's some other crazy shit. Like, no, you shouldn't stay with them. You need to let that person go. Let that person find their happiness so you can find your happiness, and then you go be happy. And this person, you know, you talk this person to death for like hours, you know, letting this person cry on your shoulder, giving this person advice. And as soon as you're done talking, as soon as they hang up the phone or they are out of your presence, they run right back to the person that you just spent the past 4 hours advising them about. And this would be like, listen, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm done. Somebody could be calling you like, you know, me and him, we fell out again. And he said, fuck me again. And you could be like, listen, I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I told you to leave this person alone. You keep going back to this person, so I don't want to hear it. Somebody is done being your armchair shrink as well, Scorpio, or you're done being somebody's armchair shrink. So this is like you've offered as much hope as you could to somebody, but it just ain't what it. I mean, it just isn't doing it. All right. And what is the outcome for this? And we're going to close this out. And then I'm going to answer questions you say you're worried about. All right. We have Ace of Cups. So somebody could be getting a message about a relationship. Their relationship. Or somebody could want to send you a message. The letter W could be significant. And then the Six of Cups. Somebody also could want to, going back to somebody could be into the same sex. So there could be somebody who wants to, two scenarios. First scenario is, if there is somebody who is into the same sex, unbeknownst to you, so show somebody some text messages. Also, somebody's baby could have alcohol fetal syndrome too. Somebody drank a lot when they were pregnant with a child, and so the baby could be a bit slow, or their cognitive functions could be not fully developed as well. Somebody basically overcompensates with their child by giving them money and material things because they know that when they're pregnant with their child, that they basically, use drugs and or alcohol. So this is a situation where somebody knows why their child acts out, or why their child, behaves the way that they do, and they feel guilty about it. The parent does, because they know that it's because either they were, smoking, doing drugs, or drinking, that, it has affected the baby's mental state, or it has affected, the baby's, emotional whatever. And so they try to make up for it by, giving material things, by, giving this person financial compensation. So this could be somebody who, the parent basically subsidizes, their child's lifestyle because they feel guilty. So this could be like, the child has, behavioral issues or has emotional issues or doesn't know how to, has anger issues, doesn't know how to control themselves. And so, because a parent does feel so guilty and everything, they, basically coddle this child. There's always a reason why this little motherfucker is out here acting like a demon. Oh, well, his dad died or their parent died, or they had an abusive upbringing, and not to say that those things are not valid, because they are. But, when you're 40 years old and you're still acting out, because of something that happened to you as a child, at what point do you say, okay, these things are hindering my growth as an adult, and let me go and talk to somebody about that and address that, so that way I can live, a healthy life. Somebody just basically, they never did that and nobody made them do that. So, okay. So, yeah. Second thing is what else? It's this mom. Somebody's mom had a very profound effect on their life and how they look at money and how they look at just how they look at life. Somebody's parent was hammered all the time. Somebody's parent was hammered. Also, somebody had a son, and possibly this son could have some type of developmental disability because the mom drank a lot as well. Also, somebody's mom basically is grooming their child in a way, meaning they're grooming their child to, somebody comes around, ask that person for some money, tell this person that you're hungry, and, ask them to go get you something to eat. Somebody taught their child or has groomed their children to be hustlers. In their mind, they're teaching their kids how to get it. Like, I'm teaching my babies how to get it. Da, 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 da. When in actuality, you're just teaching them how to be, like, hustlers. Also, yeah, somebody pays, I'm not going to say that. I am going. Okay. Also, it could come out that there are mothers who willingly sell their children into slavery, sex trafficking. It could come out that one of the reasons why, and this is a specific message for a specific person, and who they are, I do not know. But it could come out that one of the reasons why you and your person could never... So we're here to talk to you. Hey, Cindy. We will see. That the reason why a situation couldn't progress with someone is because they had sexual confusion. Meaning... they didn't know what they liked, and they didn't know where they fit in sexually. So this could be a situation where somebody's mother was a fucking demon, okay? And whoever this bitch is, there's many hells waiting for her. A cancer could be significant. That somebody basically groomed their child to love money above all else. And so you get this money any way you can. You get this money with your body. You get this money by stealing. You get this money. I'm calling for a minute. I'm getting hot. Oh, my goodness. When I said that, that's crazy. You get this money any way you can. So if you have to drop to your knees and do something strange, you know, to get it, well, then that's what you do. I'm hearing somebody's, you know, parents saying, you ain't no better than me. If I had to do it, you ain't no better than me. So somebody basically, they are so emotionally fucked up and scarred on the inside, and this is something that stemmed from their childhood with their parents, that somebody is unable to love. Somebody loves money. That's who somebody loves. That's who somebody's sweetheart is. And they've been groomed since a young lad to worship and love money. So basically, if you don't have any money to give this person, if they can't see where they can make money off of you or with you or from you or however the fuck it goes down, they have no need for you. Also, this could be a marriage. Yeah, this is a marriage. And I did say in the beginning, okay, somebody basically is going to realize that their person is into the same sex. So perhaps you had a son with this person. You had a child with this person. Somebody wanted to do right by the baby. Somebody always, even though they were into the same sex, somebody, I'm talking about a man, even though this person was into the same sex, somebody always wanted to be a father. They always wanted to be a father. They always wanted to be a parent. And so when a child was conceived, they basically, you know, put away what they would call childish things. And they call themselves, you know, doing the right thing, possibly getting into, you know, the relationship with the parent or getting married, you know, for the sake of the child and everything. And, you know, but that's basically all it was. Marriage, you know, in name only. You all barely had sex. You barely did the things that a married couple would do. Somebody was always out with their friends. Always out with their friends. It was always a party here, a party there. Somebody was always at the bar. Hi, Leslie. Thank you. You know, somebody was always at the bar or always playing pool or always four-wheeling or fishing or something like that. Somebody was, any excuse that this person could come up with where they did not have to stay at home with you, they would come up with it. And here you are driving yourself crazy trying to figure out ways to make yourself more appealing to this person or make yourself, you know, more desirable to this person or make, you know, trying to figure out what you can do to save the relationship because the relationship isn't working. So surely it has to be my fault. As us Scorpios, we take that all on ourselves. It has to be my fault. It has to be something that I'm not. He said, I told you what I was going to do, David. Don't be rushing me. You acting like you my baby daddy. You better cut it out. Just leave the question because I'm getting ready to wrap this up in a second anyway. So, because I have to go grill pupping. But anyway, you made me lose my train of thought. Everybody, let's beat up David in the chat. We're going to beat him up. We're going to give him a spiritual ass whipping. But yeah, so, you know, you take that on yourself. Like, it's my fault that, you know, this isn't working out, or it must be I'm not dressing up enough. I'm not, you know, pretty enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. And it really, you could be like Beyonce wrapped up and J-Lo wrapped up, and I don't know who like the little younger stars are, and it won't make a difference because you don't have, or you're not what this person likes. All right? We'll get a couple oracles. Alright, our head against the wall. What we have with energy? Self-made. So this could go back to that business thing where somebody has been like trying to get an idea off the ground, finish a project. I'm hearing if you do that, you will be successful this month. Let me turn this off still. You'll be successful, okay? What does it say? Independent success, overcoming obstacles. So keep trying, Scorpio. Just keep plugging away. All right, what is this? Player and boys. I don't even know what this, the boys, because the boys are back. The boys are back in town or something like that. Somebody could be coming home from jail too. So this could be a situation where it was like a group of boys and they all went to jail together and stuff. And they were like very, very, very super close. Yeah. We have breaking cycles. All right. All right, so ending harmful patterns, freedom from repetition, new beginnings. It stops with me. All right, what is the outcome at the bottom of the deck? Safe space. Yeah, you realize that this month you have to let something go, period. It's just not, it's never going to be what you want it to be. They're never going to love you the way you want to be, loved, or the way that you want them to love you, or vice versa. This job is never going to value your service. It's just not going to happen. Like, somewhere around along the way, you have unknowingly cast yourself or put yourself like in a box, put yourself in the friend zone. I don't know. But whatever it is that you're looking for from somebody, you're not going to get that. What came out in the outcome is booked and busy in the reverse. All right. And then unbothered at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. You're just going to take it easy. Also, this could be a situation where somebody with this booked and busy in reverse, your person is always supposed to be at work, or they're, they always have something to do. I'm hearing, I got something to take care of. I got something to take care of. I have to go around the corner. I have to, take care of this. I have to take care of that. And you could think that your person was like at work or whatever. Your person was over their boyfriend's house. So you could also find this out. So this could be a situation where somebody gets caught because they're supposed to be at work and their person comes looking for them and they're not there. I did say that somebody was going to catch somebody with, making overtures or having a conversation with somebody. Somebody was going to catch somebody. Somebody is also going to catch somebody coming out of somebody's house too. And with this unbothered at the bottom, this is the reason somebody is an energy vampire. Yeah, somebody is always putting up a wall with you. Somebody doesn't care, so you could argue like, yeah, you've talked and talked and talked, and it's like it goes in one ear and out the other. This person doesn't care. This person doesn't care, and I think you're going to get that through your skull finally. I know I have for the month of April. Also, is somebody is keeping their lover. So somebody keeps their lover, puts their lover up, and like it pays their lover's bill or something like that as well. So this could be a situation. Say somebody is into the same sex, right? They could have gotten a super secret spot with this person, or this is where this person stays, and they help this person pay bills. So this could be a situation where somebody's supposed to go to work in the morning and then they come home every day at like 4 o'clock and you think they've been at work. No, they've been over their boyfriend's house all day. All right, what birthdays could be significant with this? Anything? I guess anybody could be. Are there any particular? I could be born on the 24th. Somebody could be 24 years of age. Somebody has a nice ass. Somebody is also dealing with a tranny out here. Somebody could be Eastern European as well. Somebody got a Georgia peach ass. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Anything else? We have the number 6. All right. King of Wands could be significant. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That could be significant as well. Somebody goes fishing or sailing a lot. So this could be crew. Somebody could also be on a crew team or row team or something like that. Somebody is tired of arguing with someone, tired of fighting. Yeah, I'm just tired. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. We're not going to get to the next level. I'm just done. Somebody could be a Gemini. Somebody could be a Leo as well. All right, and then finally, what else do we have? We have the number 30. Yeah, this is a breakup. I am so sorry, Scorpio. I wish I had better news, but there is definitely going to be a breakup this month. Yeah, there's a fire sign and an air sign that could possibly be involved with one another. Somebody could also be a Pisces too. Okay. There could be a younger man attracted to an older man. All right. And this younger man could be just enamored of the older man. Like, will do anything that this man says. He just believes that this man is just the end all be all, right? He wants to be just like this guy. Or he wants to be with this man at all times. This man is not paying the younger guy attention. He's paying this King of Spades attention. That's who he's focused on. He's focused on that. On him. At the bottom of the deck, we have 11. Somebody could also be an Aquarius. There's nothing but men out here. So you have a brown skin water sign gentleman, and then you have a dark skin fire sign gentleman. That could be significant as well. All right. Tie them up, bondage. An Aries could be significant. October. So you could be an October Scorpio. Or a Libra could be significant. Somebody has legal issues out here. Strap on in the reverse. Now that has two meanings. One, somebody does like to get diddled with the strap on. All right. I did say somebody is secretly, and they could be denying this as well. Or you could have tried to test this person by offering to like spice up, the sex or whatever by using the strap on somebody. The color white could be significant. Somebody could be tricking on you time. And then something happened, was supposed to happen last week, but did not. All right, anything else? Somebody stringing you along. Twins could be significant. Somebody could have twins. That's in the reverse. Somebody could also find out that some twins are not theirs. A middle-aged man between the ages of 30 to 50 could be significant. And something is supposed to happen within the month, or something was supposed to happen this month, but is not going to. Perhaps it got delayed. A serial killer, Anthony Sowell, could be significant, or like somebody cannibalism, something like that. But I mean, that's like been the whole time. I find my old videos from my first channel where I was talking about that shit. And it was crazy because back when I first saw it a couple of years ago, I'm like, that can't be real. Like, cannibalism, what? But yeah, all right. Or anything else for my Scorps? Somebody is always thinking of you. Girlfriend. So you could be thinking about your girlfriend, or somebody wants you to be their girlfriend. Or somebody was thinking about the times when you were. So this could be like an ex that wants to come back. Perhaps somebody wants to come back because now they're tired of banging their head up against the wall with somebody else. Also, somebody is involved in a work romance. July in reverse could be significant. So you could be dealing with the ill-ass Cancer. The color black could be significant. And somebody sells dick to men. Wow. Okay. That is something else. All right. So let me clear this up. I'm a woman of my wizard. So we're going to answer these questions. All right, David, you asked, you're waiting for an outcome. Will it be in your favor? Please advise and guidance on this, and how long will I hear back? All right, so you are waiting for an outcome. All right. All right, give me some. You're waiting for an outcome. What outcome are you waiting for? Let's see. That's really crazy. A sneaky link. Private meetings, false alarm. So I'm getting that you could be waiting to see if somebody is pregnant. If you got yourself caught up in a situation, if this is a pregnancy, no, this person is not pregnant. Also, you could be in a relationship already. And so, for example, you could be the Scorpio that I was talking about, the one that your partner has problems keeping you put and everything. So I'm getting that you're freaking out right now because basically you done fucked around on your person, and you could have possibly gotten somebody, you could have gotten caught up. We're going to say that. But I'm seeing that if this is a pregnancy scare, then no, you don't need to worry about that. This person is not going to be pregnant. When are you going to hear back about that? Here, let me see. What is the sneaky link for David? And false alarm. A betrayal. Creeping around behind somebody's back and you think that you done, so Lord have mercy. Also, this could be a situation where you could have been doing business with somebody, and perhaps you could have been doing business with someone, and perhaps, excuse me, guys, and perhaps you could have given somebody some money, and you've not heard from this person, and you could have thought that this person ran off with your money, or has no intentions on paying you back. Also, if you feel like somebody did you wrong, you could have went off on this person. Like, motherfucker, you got my money. And, you know, don't know if you talk like that, but it could be along that. Also, somebody is bisexual. So somebody could be into three ways, too. So this could also be a situation where you could have found out about somebody's sexual proclivities, or somebody could have found out about your sexual proclivities, and it kind of threw somebody back, you know, caught them off guard. So they're trying to figure out whether or not this is something that they can handle or is willing to handle. Outcome for this. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, but there was some type of betrayal as well. So this could also be a situation where you could have found out that somebody, whatever, and you could be concerned that perhaps, you know, they could have put you at risk for something. This could also be a situation where you could have messed around with somebody and it's coming out that perhaps, you know, somebody could have lied and said that this person had something. If that's the case, I'm seeing that was a lie. But going back, if you thought somebody ran off with your things, all right, so if you thought somebody ran off with your things, they didn't. Or if you thought that, so you could have reached out to someone and you've not heard back from them or something like that. The person is trying to figure out what it is that they're going to say to you. Or like if somebody was supposed to give you something by a certain time and they didn't give it to you, they could be trying to figure out a good ass excuse as to why you don't have your things in your hands. So I hope that helps. All right, we have, who else? That was David. All right. Megan Miles. I don't know if you had a question. Hi, Kevin. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're finding it informative. All right, Cindy. Will your daughter ever talk to you? That's crazy. Me and my mom, we barely talk too. All right, let's see. Will your daughter ever talk to you again? We have situationship in the reverse. Deja vu. So this is something that you and your baby go through, or you guys used to go through this all the time. And then we have payday. And then we have safe space at the bottom of the deck. What is this? All right, let me see. Payday and safe space. All right. Let's do situations. All right, Page of Wands. So you guys got a wicked argument. But you guys always argue. So, you know, this could be like a typical mother-daughter relationship. You guys always argue. You don't speak to each other. You could go long periods of time without talking to one another, but then you guys always make up. But then I'm getting that this probably could be the longest that you've gone without speaking to them, or the longest that you guys have gone without speaking to one another. This is also a situation where you could always kind of like bring this person back to the table with offers of financial help and money. So this person, so like, you know, you and your kid might fall out a lot, but when they needed money, they would always come and, you know, you guys would make up and everything. I'm hearing that this could be the longest that, you know, like you could have offered money, or you could know that this person needs money and they're still not reaching out to you. Also, this could be a situation where they could have moved out. So somebody became of age and they left. They moved out. And they are determined to make their own way. They're determined to not have to ask or beg you for anything. Somebody realizes that that is a way that you can keep somebody like ensnared in your energy. Is that, okay, well, we fall out, but when they need somebody, they'll come back, you know, or they can't make it without me. Somebody was very cocky in that. They can't make it without me. And somebody basically made a vow that they're not going to ask for anything or depend on anyone for anything again. Somebody does not like what they have to go through in order to get, you know, financial help. So this could be a situation where they could feel like you are lecturing them or belittling them, or, you know, you feel superior over them when they've got to come and ask you for something. Something like that, and they don't like that feeling. They are determined to not have to go through that. Also, this is a situation where you guys could fight a lot, and it could get physical or has gotten physical in the past, and somebody just basically just cannot live. Somebody's very erratic, very you never know what you're going to get from somebody from one moment to the next. Somebody also could be Indian too. You never know what you're gonna get with this person from one moment to the next. So somebody could be like bipolar, or somebody could drink or do something that alters somebody's mood, or change or influences somebody's moods. And somebody just does not feel safe in that situation. Somebody basically moved out and they're determined to make it on their own. Somebody is working. Somebody has their own place. Somebody is, yeah. And it's a very modest, humble place. It's a shithole, but it's theirs. They don't have to argue with anyone. They don't have to put up with anything. They don't have to. Will she talk to you? It's going to be a while before she talks to you again. This could also be a situation where somebody does have some type of substance abuse, problem, and perhaps that was causing problems in the household, and you told your daughter, listen, either you're going to go into treatment or you are going to have to leave, but you cannot stay here. You can't stay here. This could be a situation where you have been on and again and off again with your kid, one minute they're on the wagon, the next minute they're off the wagon. And when they're on the wagon, they're great. But when they're off the wagon, your shit starts coming up missing. You know, it's arguments and problems. It has even gotten physical as well. And so now this could be a situation where they need a place to stay or they need some money and you refuse to enable them. You refuse to let them back in and support them while they're like, you know, destroying themselves. So, you know, your thing could be like, I can't give you any help, or I'm not going to give you any help until you basically help yourself. And so this person could be like giving you the silent treatment because it has worked in the past until you finally cave in, because this could be a situation where you are, you know, they know that you'll be worried about them if you don't hear from them. And, you know, your biggest, as any parent's biggest fear would be, is, you know, getting a call that something has happened to their baby or something like that. And so, you know, as any parent would, you have basically, you know, gone against your better judgment and have supported and or enabled this behavior, you know, and all out of love. And, you know, you're finally like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, we keep going around and around in circles. You know, I help you're good for a minute, and then you fall off the wagon again. And then it's the same shit over and over and over again. I'm not going to help you until you help yourself. And somebody could have possibly been like, well, deuces, then fuck that. And, you know, they're giving you the silent treatment as a punishment. Somebody wants money. That's what it is. Somebody wants money. Somebody wants money. And you could know this. You could know that somebody wants money possibly to support a drug habit. And you're like, I'm not doing this. Like, I've helped you out. I've tried. You know, this could be a situation where you've even gotten this person, gotten your child an apartment. Are they leaving a third part? Okay, hold on for 1 second, Kevin. Spice Girl down to Black Magic backfired. Where you could have, you know, have even gotten this person an apartment or something like that. You know, you've done everything that a parent would do to help their child, but it's like no matter what you do, they keep doing the same shit over and over and over again. And you're just like, no more. Like, if you're going to kill yourself, you do it on your fucking dime. You're not going to do it on my dime. If this is what you want to do with your life, well then fine. You can do that with your life. You just can't do it here, is what I'm hearing. Some, like, you could possibly be putting up much needed boundaries and putting your foot down. And, you know, your child could be retaliating. This is a temper tantrum. She'll call you when she needs some money. She'll call you when she needs some money. So yeah, she will hear from her again. So I wouldn't worry about that. All right, y'all. Let me see. You might have to, because I'm supposed to be grub hubbing, y'all. All right. What do we have here? Kevin Garage. All right. You said first time. Okay. Are they leaving a third party, or are they going to continue to stay over there? All right. Is somebody going to leave their third party? First of all, I'm going to say this. I'm hearing it. Why would you? I don't know if you've lost. This could be like an aunt or a female relative. Hey, a female relative of yours that you were like very close. This could be like a cousin or something, or yeah, I'm hearing like one of your ancestors saying, why would you want them back? Like, you shouldn't even want them back. You better be glad I'm not there. Or you better be glad I didn't hear it. Your grandma, you better be glad I wasn't there, or I'm not there. You better be glad I didn't hear that shit, or I didn't hear it. She wouldn't be there. He wouldn't be there if I was there. Yeah. And you said it's your grandmother. You can hear your grandmother when you're dealing with this person. You can hear, like, how can I describe it? it's like you can just hear it, like you could just hear them say, talk or say something. Like, she didn't play, yeah, like you could just like hear her voice in your head. She doesn't like that person, whoever she is or whoever they are. She doesn't like them. They're not doing you right, is what I'm hearing. They're not doing you right. Okay. So you met somebody and it was pretty much love at first sight for you. You were smitten with this person when you met them. You believe this person to be out of your league, or you believe yourself to be lucky to have this person. So this could be somebody who is very attractive, or this could be someone who is, I'm hearing punching above your weight, so to speak. So this is somebody who you felt like was a level up or something like that. You always seem like, it's like what's the word? You were always trying to prove that you were good enough, or you were always trying to not prove that you were good enough. What's the word? Okay, so for me, for example, I dealt with a guy, right? And I love this man, right? He was it for me. He was the one, okay? I wasn't his one, but he was my one. And ultimately, in the back of my mind, I always knew that I was not his one. So it was like I was always like on eggshells and everything, not to say or do anything to upset him, because I know that one false move and, now he's not talking to me and I won't see him or something like that. Like somebody would like weaponize their silence because he didn't care, like that. I'm getting that this could be that type of situation where you are so grateful or happy to have somebody around you that basically you kind of play the fool in a certain way, like things that you put up with this person you wouldn't put up with from somebody else. All right. And whatever that may be, that could be the way somebody talks to you, the way that somebody handles you, the things that you may allow this person to get away with that you would never allow like your ex before them to do, or anybody after them. I mean, everybody plays a fool for at least one person in their life. And this is your one person. Now, in terms of, are they going to stay over there? Well, somebody's trying to make a decision or trying to anticipate a decision. Purple haze could be significant as well. That could be what somebody smokes. Somebody is, okay, what came out, I'm going to show you. I'm very bad about showing cards, y'all. I'm very sad. All right, so we have blind date, then we have crossroads, then we have situational single, all right, and then we have CEO energy. Now, if you look at the situational single card, it's, it's two different women, but it's given same woman with two different people. So somebody wants their freedom. Somebody wants to be able to date around. Somebody is looking to somebody wants their freedom. Somebody wants to be able to date around. So basically, you said the weed, okay? Somebody wants to date around. First of all, this person, she could have her own business, or she could be going to school, or she could be trying to, get her future together, and somebody just doesn't have time to be a wife to someone or to be in a serious relationship. Somebody just wants to date and to have fun. Somebody is not ready to settle down yet. This could be an Aries or a fire sign. This could be a fire sign or an air sign female. Somebody is worried about money. So this is giving me big fire sign energy. This person is worried about their money. They're not really worried about being somebody's wife right now. They're not. And this person is going to deal with and or talk to whomever, because somebody needs the freedom to move about so they can, you know, mix and mingle with people who can get them to the next level. Will she call you? She may call you, but it's not going to be anything. You said she overspent and racked up a bunch of credit card. Yeah. She may call you, but it's not going to be anything to cut your losses. She'll call. She might call. I can't say for sure that she will. I can't say for sure that she won't. What I am feeling is that, yeah, she'll call when she needs something or when she has the time. So when she's not doing something, like, you know, like say somebody is at the getting her feet done, you know what I mean? She'll call and talk to you while she's getting her feet done or something like that. But in terms of, like, you know, talking to reestablish a connection or take it to the next level, no, this person is not into that. This person wants to be able to, you're not her one. She might be your one, but you're not her one. She's looking for something better. With the situational single, looking a better deal somebody. You might not make enough money for her. Somebody wants someone who can basically, you know, trick on her. Heavy, like Leo, Aries, I don't know. This could also be a Virgo. Sagittarius. Heavy fire. I don't know if this person is a fire sign. Hey, Mal, Hashmi. Hi, thank you for joining me. But yeah, they may call back, but if they call back, it's not to have anything of any real substance. This person is coming back because they need some money. And once they have what they need, once they get what they need from you, then they're going to start all over again with the convenient amnesia. They forgot what they said. You heard something that they didn't say, or they said something, or you said something that they didn't hear. But however it goes down, the shit's not going to work again, and the cycle is going to start all over again. So I will go back to my original statement about that and cut your losses. All right. I have Cindy. You're welcome. All right. I have one more. Who else was it? Okay, Cindy. And then I think, who was it? Vanderbilt 18. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are still here, will M reach out to you? All right. M. Will M reach out to Miss Vanderbilt soon? First card that came out was Behind the Mask, and then Side Piece. At the bottom of the deck, we have No Filter. Okay. All right. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Peaky Blinders. All right. And I don't know why. Somebody's name could be Charlie. All right. I forget what her name was. May. Somebody's name could be May, or somebody could be a Taurus. But in this episode, May Carlton went to see Tommy Shelby. All right. And so he had a meeting. And while he was at his meeting, she decided that she wanted to take a walk around the pier, whatever. So the Uncle Charlie basically was telling her, like, if you have any sense, you know what I mean? Like, Tommy Shelby is at war with everybody right now. You know, he has the Italian mob after him. He has these people after him. If you had any sense, you would get on a boat and sail your ass away. And she said, I told him that I would wait for him. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for him. And Uncle Charlie said, the man that you're waiting for does not exist. The man that you're waiting for does not exist. Either you are his side piece or he has another one, but there is some type of secret relationship going on here and everything. So if you're not hearing from him, that's because he's occupied. It's not your day. So you may want to kind of like switch things up. So like peep patterns. So for example, I was dealing with this guy, right? And so I always kind of knew when his interest, you know, he was one of those people who, you know, you would have a hard time keeping him put. And so I always knew when his interest would, you know, stray and veer away because he didn't call as much as he used to, or, you know, he didn't want me by his side 24/7 like he normally would and everything. And so I would notice that he would call me every night around 10 o'clock to be like, okay, I'm going to bed. You know, I'll talk to you in the morning. We would chat on the phone for about 5 minutes. And then, you know, he would, okay, you know, I'm tired. I'm getting ready to go to bed. And so I wouldn't hear from him, you know, unless I called him. I wouldn't hear from him until the next day around 1:30, 1:45. Every day. Every day. Till one day, I called at 12:45 and I said, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. I'm on my way over there. Oh, no, you know, and he went into this whole long whatever about what he had to do. You know, basically, I couldn't come over. So that let me know right then and there that he basically would have somebody come to his house at night. I'm getting a situation like that. So when you don't hear from this person, it's because this person is with someone else or doing something else. Also, I'm thinking that you can probably know this, but you're scared to ask this person because you don't want to hear the truth, because you know this person is going to tell you the truth. Somebody is very honest about what it is that they do out here in the streets. They are. Like, brutally honest. So I hope that helped. And then Blue Blush Heart Love, hello. All right, Scorpio, Aries rising. He said a Scorpio with the Aries rising. Okay. All right, so will you be able to clear for university? Are you waitlisted? Are you waitlisted for university? Clear for university. And then after this, I have to Mount Hashmi. All right. And after you Mount Hashmi, I literally have to log off. All right. But are you waitlisted? You could have problems paying for school. I'm not so much getting waitlisted, but there could be delays, meaning you might not be waitlisted, but you may not be able to go that semester you might have to sit out a semester because, you know, there could be glitches with financial aid or something like that. Somebody could have lied about being able to pay, and they may not be able to pay. Or they may not be able to help pay. All right. Let's see. Oh, you said take out cards for you. All right, Mal. I don't know if you're here, but if you are, oh, thank you, Kevin. I'm glad you subbed. I hope that helped. I hope that I was on point. I do. When I'm seeing this stuff, you know, I know one thing. My bottom teeth are super crooked. They do not used to be that way. Take care of your teeth, people. All right. Well, anyway, I am going to go. I have to go hit it and get my hustle on. So don't forget to like, comment, as well as subscribe. If there's some information in here that you think might be beneficial to somebody that you know, please pass it, share it on, as it may not pertain to you, but could pertain to somebody that you know. Oh, you know what? I'm excited to not do my intro today, Scorpio. But anyway, thank you so much. You guys got the longest video by far. This is almost 2 hours. And until the next time, deuces. Bye.